I'm in my hometown. I was driving through. I do weed control and fertilization, and I noticed there's a lot of little restaurants, little office buildings that are filled with weeds. So yesterday I contacted this place. I said, hey, listen, you got a lot of weeds out front. It's almost like curb appeal kind of thing. It's not looking too good. Would you mind if I take care of that for you? They said, yeah, that would be fine. That would be great. So that's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna knock out these weeds. What I'm gonna do in this video, I'm gonna show you what the property looks like now. We're gonna spray it. We're gonna come back and show you what it looks like when I'm finished. Today's video is sponsored by Yardbook. If you need a software for your lawn care business, go to yardbook.com. I've been using Yardbook since 2015. Let's show you the property. I'm gonna help you identify some of the weeds here, talk to you about the products I'm using, spray it, check on it, show you a transformed property. Let's get started. So this is what you see as you drive down Main Street here in my hometown, or where I live now. Maybe not hometown, but hometown enough. And I've been noticing this little situation, and what I'm seeing here is dormant Bermuda grass, which is great because that's going to help me with what I'm trying to accomplish. But all these weeds, lots and lots of dandelions. I don't know the names of all these weeds, but look there, you got some wild geranium, or maybe Carolina geranium. There's also some Poa annua in here. We've got henbit helping you identify some of these weeds here. Maybe you know some of them, maybe you don't. I've got a lot of this white clover that showed up in this lawn. Again, it's not, we tried to get out here early for the morning rush, but there's still some traffic. But it just doesn't look good. What I'm gonna be using is a combination pre and post emergent. I'm spraying prodiamine. That's my pre-emergent. I want to get that down early in the year. I'm in Alabama. I typically want to get down January, February, before the crabgrass starts germinating, which typically happens in March in my area. So we still got time. That was actually one of my competitors just honked the horn at me. He's a great guy and does a good job with his yards. But I've also got a couple of post-emergents mixed in here. I'm using metsulfuron under the label name Manor. I can put a link to some of these in the description, but it's Manor. It's very cheap. I'm using 1/3 of an ounce per acre, and triplet is a 3-way herbicide. It's going to really help with these broadleaf weeds, and then adding some surfactant. The triplet, I'm going at 2 pints per acre. So I'm spraying this combination on these weeds. You saw the weeds, and it's not going to take care of that Poa annua, but the Poa won't be nearly as noticeable when the grass starts turning green, and it will die out with the heat comes. Now, if I wanted to knock out that Poa, I could add a product like Manor in there, would do that. And honestly, if this was my own property, I would probably put glyphosate in there and the Manor, leave out the triplet. I would just go prodiamine, glyphosate, and Manor or metsulfuron, and that's my combo when I want to clean up a property, because that glyphosate could probably help with all these weeds. And you can actually spray glyphosate on dormant Bermuda. I typically do that at 32 ounces per acre on a dormant Bermuda lawn. But I'm not going to do that today. I'm just going to use the other products that I've mentioned. We're going to spray it, and we'll come back and show you the transformed property. Usually when I spray a property, I want to pull the hose to the furthest point of this property. If it's a front yard, I might go the furthest front of the front yard, spray it, then go to the backyard. But I don't want to be fighting the hose and trying to spray. I want to go ahead and pull the hose out there and then spray my way back to the truck. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they said they were watching me spray. They said, Jason, I can't believe how little actual water's coming out. I said, yo, you gotta get out of your mind the amount of water. It doesn't That is not nearly as important. It's the amount of chemicals. That's why you want to calibrate yourself to know how much chemical I'm putting out. I know with this, I'm spraying about 2 gallons of water for every 1,000 square feet. So I want to mix according to that. When I get on this little strip of grass right here, I want to make sure I'm basically half triggering it and walking a little bit faster, trying to make it even the whole time. So it's about an even amount of chemical, the right amount of chemical based on the water you're spraying. If I'm using a rhino machine, it's a lot less water, so there's more chemical, a more concentrated ratio, but the amount of chemical going out should be the same, regardless of the amount of water you're using. We're gonna check back on this property, show you what it looks like. It's cooler weather, but I think we're gonna get some great results. We'll show you the end result. All right, wanted to show you the update. Been about 2.5 weeks since I sprayed this business here, and want to show you what the grasses look like. Before I do that, I want to show you what the grass looks like at the neighboring place that has not been sprayed. This is what clover's starting to look like around here when you don't spray. You got the Bermuda grass here, but this clover, I mean, that's probably, I'm gonna say that's about 8 inches high. I mean, just a giant mounds of clover in the area. And you can see the weeds are starting to really grow as the temperature's getting up in the 70s consistently. And then we get to what we sprayed, what I sprayed, and you can see what's going on. These weeds are wilting pretty severely, the clover here. So we're getting some results for sure. We need to give it a little bit more time. I'm out here on a Saturday morning, traffic's not too bad, so we're not getting too much road noise, but the Bermuda is still mostly dormant. You can see weeds are dying, so don't be in a rush. If you see this, you know, it takes some time. You can see the Poa annua here, still nice and green, so I don't think I put anything in there to kill the Poa, but the broadleafs are dying. So let's give this a few more weeks. I don't know about a few more weeks. Let's give it a little bit more time, and we'll see if we can make it look sure enough dead. And if the neighboring businesses don't spray their yards, it'll even look that much more definitive of what we did to this one compared to the neighboring businesses. So we've been tracking this lawn that I've been spraying here and all the weeds, and I'm back again. It's probably been 3 weeks since I've sprayed it. The weather's warmed up and we're getting some real visible results. So I want to show you the final results. Now I may come back later and show you what this yard looks like once it's greened up. That'll make it more impressive. But from the weed control perspective, we've gotten some great results. All right, so here's the property. One of the things you want to notice is, and I knew this was gonna happen, but when we sprayed the Poa annua, which is this bright green grassy weed, it did not die. I didn't put a specialty product on there to kill that, which is okay. It's gonna die out with the heat, and it won't be as noticeable once it starts turning green, once the grass starts turning green. Other weeds, you see that combination, this particular weed right here is called field matter. I use a product called Change Up that'll usually knock that out, but it does not typically die from the triplet, which is the product we used in this application. But look at some of the other weeds. Look at the clover that was here and just demolished the clover. Now we don't go through here, I've been asked this before, Jason, do you go in and pull up the dead weeds? No. When you start mowing the grass, the dead weeds just, you know, decompose over time. The Bermuda grass fills in, and it's already turning green. Sorry for all the traffic here. I'm on a busy road here. But anyway, the weeds have been dominated. The little bit of green here is a lot of Poa annua, and in some, the Bermuda grass filling in. The Poa is gonna die out as we approach May probably, and these cool season weeds, whatever is left, is gonna die out, including the field matter. I could finish that off with some Change Up. But overall, we got this place looking a whole lot more respectable. Let me give you another example of the clover. Big old patches of clover just totally wiped out, and I've got green Bermuda grass starting to peek up through there. Over here is another section that we sprayed. Now let me just compare that with the areas that were not sprayed. I'm moving on down the street here, and you see you still got giant dandelions already probably put their seeds out, and you got clover galore. So I mean, this is what it did look like before, was basically clover everywhere, and I mean, this is what the untreated is looking like right now. Anyway, really happy with the results we got. More happy about that than these loud trucks driving by. And again, a lot of this has to do with the timing, because I was able to get that prodiamine down early before the crabgrass germinates. I really feel confident that this property is going to look clean moving into the summer. I'm not saying there won't be some nutsedge or some weeds, but overall I think we took care of the weeds that were here and did a good job getting ahead of the summer weeds that are on their way. Thanks for watching. I may check back on this video later and do an update, just show you what it looks like once it's green. I know that would be more aesthetically pleasing to see a green yard than a brown yard, but from a weed control perspective, we dominated the weeds, and that was the goal. If you want to get into weed control and fertilization like me, go to lawncarelife.com. That's where you'll find the Weed Control and Fertilization Academy. There's pricing charts, there's my cheat sheet. There's different resources available for those wanting to get in weed control and fertilization. The Academy is for people that are in warm season grasses that are looking to start a weed control and fertilization business. Tons of other videos on the channel. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.